Hello guys, it's been a long time since we saw the adventures of Kanghyuk and Rice Cake in two different worlds. Kanghyuk used to be a young and talented chef who lost his sense of taste because of too much stress and retired to his grandpa's village house, which surprisingly turned out to be a gateway to another world. In that world, Kanghyuk met a wolf puppy whom he named Rice Cake and decided to adopt because the puppy could accurately judge how good was the food anyone cooked. Eventually, Kanghyuk made friends with the human knight captain Randolph, the beastman, and the elf ranger Amelia, while helping to forge trade relations between the different races with the power of delicious food. His sense of taste began to return, and at the same time, he became more and more involved with the villagers who started seeing him as a family. Kanghyuk then got a spirit hamster named Tori as his familiar after Amelia helped him, and later he met the parents of Rice Cake, who blessed him for taking care of their fussy child. Over the course of time, Kanghyuk grew as a chef and a person, becoming more cheerful and friendly towards everyone, and enjoying his peaceful life in the village away from the chaos of the city. One usual day, Kanghyuk cleans the house with Tori and Rice Cake, as he has not cleaned properly since he started living here, and the place feels neglected. While cleaning, he suddenly finds his grandpa's scrapbook. Inside it are newspaper cuttings of articles that his grandfather has carefully saved ever since Kanghyuk was young. The scrapbook pulls him back into his painful past, and he remembers the time when people constantly judged and criticized him, leaving him mentally cornered. The pressure had grown so heavy that stress made him lose his sense of taste, and for a chef, it felt like a fatal wound. During those days, Kanghyuk had wanted to give up on everything. Trying to escape that pain, he had come to the countryside, and by chance, he once entered his grandpa's shed, where he discovered a hidden portal to another world. In that new world, he met so many people and slowly formed deep bonds with them. He remembers meeting Rice Cake, who could taste food for him, and with Rice Cake's help, Kanghyuk regained confidence in his cooking. In that world, he helped people through his food, built meaningful relationships, and eventually recovered his lost sense of taste. The emotions he feels now are too deep to put into words. While lost in these thoughts, Kanghyuk steps out of the room and notices Tori lying on the ground. Tori's stomach is swollen like a football because, while helping pull weeds from the garden, he has eaten them all. Kanghyuk gently lifts him up in his hands and begins thinking about snacks. Soon he starts roasting sweet potatoes for himself and for his two little friends who worked hard with him. He picks one up and cuts it in half, while Rice Cake and Tori keep staring at it with greed. As they wait, Kanghyuk starts talking about his childhood when his grandpa used to make sweet potatoes for him whenever he came to visit. No matter how full he was, Kanghyuk always enjoyed eating them until the very last bite. After letting the sweet potatoes cool, Kanghyuk shares them with Tori and Rice Cake. He also makes a few more dishes out of those sweet potatoes and serves them. While doing so, he notices that his little friends are covered in ash and his hands are black as well. Soon, the three of them start playing, smearing soot on each other's faces and laughing freely. As the laughter fades, Kanghyuk starts wondering if his grandpa knew the secret of the shed and if he had ever visited the world beyond it. He remembers his grandfather's gentle words from childhood, telling him to visit whenever he felt tired or had a bad day. Kanghyuk silently thanks him for creating such a warm and safe place, one that saved him from the chaos of the world. Later, Kanghyuk goes to the fantasy world to enjoy a peaceful afternoon nap under the soft sunlight, while Rice Cake and Tori play nearby. Suddenly, they notice someone hiding and watching Kanghyuk from a distance. They quickly run into the bushes, and moments later, Kanghyuk hears a girl's scream from inside the bushes. He quickly gets up and runs toward the sound, but as he reaches the spot, a strange feeling of déjà vu slowly washes over him. It feels like the same moment from earlier, back when he first met Amelia. The girl starts freaking out for falling down so easily from a tree, but the moment she notices Kanghyuk, she quickly gets back on her feet. Kanghyuk wonders if she might be some kind of elf like Amelia, and he apologizes for startling her, but when he offers to treat her wounds, the girl suddenly snaps back at him and screams in anger, stating that she does not trust him at all. She starts accusing Kanghyun of pretending to be kind so that he can make her lower her guard and steal information about the elf tribe. She warns him that even if he managed to fool her older sister Emilia, she will not fall for the same trick. Before Kanghyun can respond, she summons her green owl, Sophie, and disappears in a swirl of green dust. Kanghyun stands there in confusion, replaying her words and wondering who that elf girl was. Later, Emilia apologizes for everything and tells Kanghyun that the girl was her little sister Aura, who, like many others in her village, has never stepped outside and is extremely cautious of other races. Emilia also mentions the coming-of-age ceremony that is approaching, and Aura is one of the candidates in that. Emilia then tells Kanghyun that although the festival is meant only for elves, she wants to invite him this time. Just as Kanghyun is about to accept, Noah steps in and insists that he and Mona should come along as well, claiming that Kanghyun might need protection if something goes wrong. Emilia is clearly not happy about the idea, but she agrees to ask the elders for permission first. Meanwhile, Kanghyun cannot stop thinking about Aura, and even though he wants to see the elf village, he wonders if his presence at the festival will further upset Aura. The Grand Elder eventually gives permission for Noah and Mona to attend the festival along with Kanghyun. Emilia reluctantly begins leading them toward her village through a thick and dense forest. As they walk, Kanghyun notices that almost no sunlight reaches the ground because of the heavy canopy above. Strange, mystical creatures quietly watch them from every direction, and Mona starts panicking the moment she notices them. Emilia calmly explains that the forest is purposefully designed this way, as it creates fear and confusion to keep outsiders from entering easily and harming the land. She further adds that the forest is also home to many rare plants and creatures that are not found anywhere else. As they move forward, Kanghyun spots a small, adorable puppy staring at him. Without thinking much, he steps closer, only to watch the puppy suddenly open its massive jaws to swallow him whole. Emilia yanks Kanghyun back just in time and firmly reminds him that harmless looking does not mean that they are safe in this forest. They continue deeper into the woods, where the surroundings grow even darker. After a while, Emilia stops and announces that they have reached the village. She summons a glowing butterfly into her palm, and soon, shimmering spirits begin floating around them like bubbles in the air. Emilia explains that this is the outer edge of the village, a place where even those without natural affinity can see the spirits clearly. She then opens a portal leading into the village. As Kanghyun looks through it and sees the elf village standing before him, he can hardly believe his eyes. Emilia guides her guests through the village, while Aura keeps watching them from a distance. She is clearly displeased to see the outsiders walking through her home. Emilia takes them to meet the chief elder of the village, who warmly welcomes them as they arrive. Noah steps forward first and presents a gift of worms from the Melton Mountains, sent by his tribal chief, Cassandra. The worms wiggle the moment the basket opens, and Kanghyun stiffens in fear at the sight. Trying not to react too strongly, he quickly offers his own gift from a distance and presents rose seeds to the elder, remembering Emilia once mentioning that elves enjoy growing flowers. The village elder looks genuinely surprised, as he has never seen roses before. The idea of a common flower like a rose being unknown to the elves catches Kanghyun off guard as well. As there is still time left for the ceremony to begin, the elder suggests the group take a walk around the village and enjoy the festival in the meantime. Kanghyun has never seen an elf festival before, and Emilia explains that the celebration is meant for children who are about to come of age. An excited Kanghyun turns to Noah and asks from where they should start. But Noah shrugs, stating that everything works fine for him. Suddenly, he notices Mona quietly trying to slip away into the crowd. He grabs her just in time and warns her to behave unless she wants to face her mother's wrath later. Mona immediately straightens up and starts behaving obediently. Emilia suggests starting from the front of the fair, and soon the group begins exploring together, slowly getting pulled into the lively atmosphere. After spending a long time enjoying the festival, they finally take a break, and the kids are clearly starving by now. Emilia orders caule fries, made from a plant called caule that grows only in the elf forest. She explains to Kanghyun that while the plant tastes good even when eaten raw, it becomes much better after cooking. When the fries arrive, Kanghyun notices that they look a lot like fried asparagus. But the moment he takes a bite, the food stretches like melted cheese. Emilia explains that caule melts at high temperatures, becoming crunchy on the outside and soft inside, which is why it is a traditional elf dish. Kanghyun thinks the fries are like cheese sticks, but with a cleaner and lighter flavor. Emilia asks him if he does not like it, and Kanghyun replies that it is good, but then casually asks if they usually eat it with anything on the side. Emilia tells him that elves normally eat curly fries alone, as they are flavorful enough, so they don't need any dip alongside them. Kanghyun, however, suggests trying them with a sauce for a change, and with that, he pulls out a small pouch of sauces he has brought along. Elsewhere in the village, Aura searches for Kanghyun and soon spots him surrounded by a crowd. To her surprise, Kanghyun is drawing attention as he prepares different dips and shares them with the elves. The elves keep asking Kanghyun about the sauce, and he explains that it's Worcestershire sauce, which even he doesn't know how to pronounce. He says that it is a fermented sauce with spices that pairs perfectly with fried food. Everyone is excited to try something completely new, while Aura stares at him in shock, clearly not expecting a human to become so popular among the elves. Meanwhile, Kanghyun is enjoying himself, making the dip for everyone. Earlier, when he shared it with his friends, the dip had caught the attention of other elves, and soon everyone wanted a taste. He had just mixed soy sauce and sesame oil in the right ratio with minced garlic, red pepper powder, and scallion seeds. While this was a common snack in his world, the elves had never tried anything like it before. Kanghyun is soon surrounded by a crowd of curious elves, which Noah notices is getting dangerous. He nudges Kanghyun out for his safety, while his friends step in to handle the excited crowd. Kanghyun wanders nearby and eventually comes across Aura. She glares at him and asks how he knows her name. Kanghyun calmly replies that her sister Emilia has already told him. Aura thinks for a while and tells him that it might be because she likes him. Then her expression hardens and she warns him again to leave the village before the ceremony starts, claiming that she's seen him roaming with the beastmen, whom she considers dangerous. Kanghyun tries to talk with her, suggesting that they should become friends, but Aura is in no mood to do that. She tells him that if he hadn't interfered, she would have been the one enjoying the festival with Emilia instead of him. She is frustrated that Emilia is paying more attention to Kanghyun than to her, even though it's her coming-of-age ceremony. Seeing her upset, Kanghyun apologizes sincerely. He tells her he never intended to ruin her day, and that he wouldn't have come if he had known it would upset her. Aura is stunned, as she never thought a human, who are usually selfish and self-centered, would ever apologize to her. Kanghyun continues gently, explaining that Emilia cares about her more than about him. He tells her that Emilia sees her as a gifted elf, someone truly fit to become the next patrol leader, and that she wanted her to meet humans to broaden her perspective. Aura grows emotional and runs off, leaving Kanghyun wondering if she really hates him. Soon, Emilia calls out to Kanghyun, urging him to hurry, as the coming-of-age ceremony is about to begin and she wants to cheer for her sister from the front row. The ceremony starts and the children showcase their talents. Aura performs her magic beautifully, but her mind keeps drifting to Kanghyun. At first she thinks that he is tricking her again, but then she starts wondering if she is misunderstanding his intentions. Suddenly, when Aura is mid-air during her performance, she loses her balance and starts falling. Kanghyun quickly arrives at the podium with Tori to save her, but Aura is already rescued by another elf, and she hides her face in embarrassment. Later, after the festival ends, Aura sits gloomily on her bed, while Emilia and Kanghyun are there to cheer her up. Emilia tells her that the ceremony went well and asks her to not dwell much on her mistakes, as it will only make things worse. She asks Aura not to be embarrassed about what happened, but she starts panicking again. Aura admits that she feels ashamed to face Kanghyun because even though she treated him poorly, He never got angry and always behaved kindly. His behavior was something very unexpected, as she never imagined a human could act so nicely. Both Emilia and Kanghyun are surprised at her words, but Aura continues talking. She confesses that she felt lonely because her sister had been paying more attention to Kanghyun during her ceremony. Emilia realizes her mistake and hugs Aura tightly, apologizing for unintentionally hurting her. Aura, in turn, quickly apologizes for jumping to conclusions so quickly. Kanghyun smiles quietly at the sisters' reconciliation, and Emilia chuckles when Aura's stomach suddenly grumbles with hunger. Kanghyun volunteers to cook something nice for her, and soon the group gathers for lunch. He especially prepares banquet noodles for Aura, explaining that in his world, people eat noodles together to celebrate happy occasions. He tells her that he cooked it to celebrate her coming of age and encourages her to try it. Noah and Mona make slightly dubious faces at the meal, but the rest of the group eagerly digs in. The aroma of Kanghyun's cooking soon draws other elves, and since they've already heard of his signature dishes, the crowd quickly swarms him. Emilia steps forward to help, but Kanghyun is already prepared, having cooked plenty to feed everyone. As he reaches his stall, he notices Rice Cake burping contentedly near an empty dish, and it turns out that Rice Cake has eaten everything he had prepared. Kanghyun dives back into cooking again for the crowd, while Emilia suggests to Aura that they should enjoy the rest of the festival together. Aura's face lights up, and the two sisters head out together for their outing. Later, Kanghyun is asleep in his chambers when Aura quietly visits him to say goodbye. She tells him she is heading out to see the outer world, revealing that this journey is the final step of the coming-of-age tradition. Before leaving, she gives him a gift and explains that she has realized not all humans are like the ones in books, as some, like him, are good. Finally, Aura takes her leave and starts her journey with Sophie. Kanghyun opens the gift pouch and finds a strange almond-shaped seed inside, not knowing what to do with it. Kanghyun goes to Emilia and the village elder to ask about the seed, and Emilia tells him that it is a spirit tree seed, a rare gift given only to candidates of the coming-of-age ceremony. Kanghyun wonders why Aura gave him such a precious gift, and Emilia tells him to keep it, claiming that it could become very useful for Tori once it grows properly. The elder chuckles and states that he invited Kanghyun mainly to see what makes him special, which he now knows. He further adds that next time he will hear more about his story and asks him to visit again. Kanghyun happily agrees, and Noah states that he wants to come along too, to which the elder agrees, while Emilia makes an annoyed face. Back home, Kanghyun plants the seed in a pot but keeps wondering about it, since he has only grown succulents until now. He thinks about buying a book to learn how to care for it and feels excited to see it grow. Soon, Yoongun and her daughter Myung visit Kanghyun and bring some sticky rice for him. Shortly after, Grandma Park appears, hands him a bottle of sesame oil, and leaves again, leaving Kanghyun staring in surprise and wondering why he keeps receiving so much generosity. Then the village chief arrives, balancing a huge golden pumpkin on his head, and explains that he is just passing by to brag about his harvest. Kanghyun notices the pumpkin and thinks that he won't get it, but to his surprise, the elder hands it to him, and he wonders again why people keep being so generous to him. Rice Cake and Tori sit nearby, hoping Kanghyun will cook something nice for them, but they step back when he plunges his knife into the pumpkin. He decides to turn the gifts into something special, so he scoops out the seeds for Tori and chops the pumpkin to make a stew. Once it is ready, he carries it to his neighbors, with Rice Cake and Tori following excitedly. When he reveals the dishes, everyone sees that he has prepared pumpkin pancakes, pumpkin porridge, and sweet pumpkin rice punch. Grandma Park asks him to eat with them, and everyone enjoys the meal together. The village chief announces Kanghyun's dishes over a loudspeaker, inviting all the villagers to try them. Back at Kanghyun's house, the spirit tree seed finally sprouts into a tiny green shoot, pushing through the soil, hinting that something extraordinary is about to begin. Soon after that, the TV show judge, Hwang Dae-gil, arrives at the village in search of Kanghyun, but when he reaches his restaurant, he finds it closed. He tries calling him, but Kanghyun's cell phone lies on the dining table. A villager notices him and explains that the restaurant is closed today, and the chef he is looking for has gone to work on a farm. Hwang wonders if it is some kind of tactic, as the Kanghyuk he knew before never cared about anything except cooking. As he reaches the farm, he meets more villagers, who tell him that Kanghyuk has already left to play with the children. Hwang starts questioning himself, thinking he might be confusing Kanghyuk with someone else, because this is so unlike the person he knew. Everywhere he goes, he encounters examples of Kanghyuk helping others, showing a side of him he had never seen before. Hwang then heads to the supermarket, only for the kids there to redirect him to the village hall. They explain that Kanghyuk has volunteered to set up a TV for the elderly. One of the children asks if Hwang has come to take Kanghyuk back to Seoul. When he says no, the kid exclaims in delight. Finally, Hwang reaches the village hall and is greeted by the village chief, who tells him that Kanghyuk has already returned to his restaurant. The chief invites Hwang to have a drink, and Hwang notices the food competition airing on the television. The villagers explain that they set up the TV to watch Kanghyuk's cooking shows and that they enjoy seeing him on screen. The chief adds that even though it is unusual to have a celebrity nearby, Kanghyuk has become like a member of their family. Suddenly, the show displays Judge Hwang Dae-gil on screen, and the chief freezes, staring blankly at him sitting right next to him. Meanwhile, Hwang begins to understand the reason behind Kanghyuk's recent change in behavior. He finally meets Kanghyuk at the restaurant, and Kanghyuk cannot believe his eyes seeing the superstar judge in front of him. Hwang mentions that even though Kanghyuk has been busier than before, he now understands why he has been performing so well in the contest. Kanghyuk wonders if the judge is teasing him, but Hwang explains that he wants to ask him something. Just then, Gi-hoon and his pianist friend enter the restaurant, and all three are surprised to see the other celebrities there. Kanghyuk quietly stands in the corner, waiting for Hwang's question. But instead of asking it immediately, Hwang decides to have his meal with the new company he has found. He tells Kanghyuk he will ask his question after eating and requests him to bring spaghetti carbonara for him. Kanghyuk is taken aback, as Hwang used to dislike that dish for being greasy, yet now he wants to try it. That's all for this video.